It's January 1st. Have you checked on your friends that are on assistance?
For those who have never been on assistance or any kind of monthly payment from any level of government, so this applies both federally and for all the provinces and territories, how it operates is that they give you the money at the end of the month for the next month. So your July payment would come at the end of June, your August payment would come at the end of July, and so on and so forth. But for January's payment, they do things a little bit differently. They give you your payment kind of halfway through the month, specifically before Christmas. They claim to do this because they want everybody to have the money that they need to be able to do whatever they need to do for Christmas. But in reality, the situation is much more sinister than that. I checked the Canada Pension Plan, Old Age Security, AISH, and ODSP, and all of them actually gave out the January payments on December 22nd. So if the reason was truly so that people had access to their money to do whatever they needed to do for Christmas, you wouldn't be giving people that money 3 days before Christmas and expect them to spend the money for Christmas. The Canada Disability Benefit was a bit better at December 18th, but the Veterans Disability Pension was worse at December 23rd. The worst one that I could find was the Newfoundland and Labrador Disability Benefit, which paid out on December 24th for the January payment. So what's really going on here, and why did I ask if you had checked on your friends who are on these kinds of payments? The reality of why these payments actually get sent out early is because most of the staff and the caseworkers who would deal with any issues in terms of your payment generally go on holiday during the Christmas time. So they don't want everybody freaking out and having payment issues while there is not enough staff to deal with it. What makes this so sinister is that also means that people who rely on these payments are not going to get another payment until the end of January. And specifically, January is a longer month with 31 days. That is a very, very long time to go without any money. And before you run to the comments talking about how people just need to learn to budget or be responsible with your money, you have to understand that all of these people are in legislative poverty. When you aren't given enough money to live and survive on, there isn't generally a whole lot of budgeting. It's all just survival, just what you can do to get by for the next day, the next day, and the next day. Oftentimes, when people receive their assistance, the money has completely run out by the end of the very first week that they get it. And the rest of the month is generally spent robbing Peter to pay Paul, so to speak, or accruing a lot of late fees and penalties for being poor, which is a topic for a whole separate video. So if a payment is due and you have received your money early, are you going to do what you normally do and not pay it until the next month while also incurring a late fee? Or because the money is there for you, are you just going to make that payment? And the people on these payments are also human beings. If they have kids, they're going to want to at least try and buy their kids a little something for Christmas. That's why the government claims to give that money early, right? It's also the time of the year when the biggest sales are happening. So the things that they know that they're going to need throughout the year, they are more likely to go out and purchase for a lower cost than they would have to later down the line. There are also often additional expenses during this time. If you rely on certain programs, services, supports, even childcare, those types of things are generally closed between Christmas and New Year's. So if you still require things like childcare during that time, you are going to have to pay for it out of pocket. So it's not a matter of people being irresponsible. It is a matter of the system, once again, failing people. So if you know anybody who receives any of these types of payments, now that it is January 1st and all throughout this month, just check in with them, see if they need anything. If you have a little extra, maybe donate to a mutual aid fund, anything along those lines, because January is often the hardest month for people who rely on these payments.